Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm looking at a few of my favorite Chicago legal knives. As you can see, I have some folders here and I also have some fixed blade knives, just so you have options. For those that aren't familiar, Chicago has a relatively restrictive blade length, ordinance law, whatever it is. 2.5 inches is the longest blade that you can carry on your person within the city limits of Chicago. Chicago is not the only place that has blade length limits like that. I think I've read that Boston does as well, and there's one of the Chicago suburbs that has the same kind of blade length restriction. And I'm sure there's more than that, but those are just the ones that I'm familiar with. Without further ado, I'm just going to get into the options I have here on the table. The first one here is the Boker Enki, and that is spelled Enki. And this is a 440B blade, and it is approximately 2.4 inches, if I remember right on the measurement. And it is, you can get a full 4-finger grip on it, which is a big deal for me. That's almost a requirement for me, especially when it comes to a fixed blade. Good jimping here for either the box cutting style or just a full regular grip. Need to bear down on it. Really comfortable. If I would change anything, I'd probably put a better steel on it, and maybe some different scales to get a little bit more grip, or if they're going to stay smooth, make it like a wood so it's a little more classy. But for $45, I think is what this runs. Really hard deal to beat. Even bumping it up to 440C steel, I think, would probably be better. But I can't complain too much because, again, $45 for that, and it is Chicago legal. The next one I have here for fixed blades, this is on the opposite end of the cost spectrum. This is the Griffin Co. Scout 2.5. And this is Magna Cut steel, as you can see right there. Oh, get a better view of it. There we go. Magna Cut steel. And these are black micarta, they call it. I would call it more of a gray micarta myself, but black micarta scales. And these are removable, so you can swap them out, or take them off if you need to clean under it or something. I can get a full 4-finger grip on this. It's a really tight full 4-finger grip, but like I'm really not sliding off at the bottom here if I really get in there. So it has some jimping on the back, which again, if you need to use your thumb or if you are using it box cutting style like that. Overall, I really like this design. As you can see, I have the Enki set up for pocket carry, and I have the Scout 2.5 set up for belt carry, so I have an option for each. And that's something that I recommend, is having an option for each if you do carry both ways. I have about half my knife set up for pocket carry, half my knife set up for belt carry. And I would say, even if you aren't looking at blade length restrictions, I think both of these are actually pretty cool knives anyway to begin with. Both are pretty compact, but also let you get a full 5-finger grip, which is awesome. So, and oh, by the way, this is a $220 knife. I don't think I mentioned that. So a lot more expensive than the Enki. As far as the folders go, and one of the things I want to point out about these folders is, even if you don't have blade length restrictions, but you want a knife that, say, you want to carry a full-size multi-tool in your pocket and then carry a dedicated knife in your 5th pocket, all of these are great options as a 5th pocket knife. So that's something to keep in mind too, even if you're not restricted in the ways that I talked about. So first one I have here is the Cold Steel Engage 2.5. This is 4116 SS blade, which I've read compared to 420 HC steel. So not an amazing steel, but this also only ran me about $40. So I really can't complain about that too much. I would actually love to see, because Cold Steel does a lot in AUS 10, I think that would be a great option for this. They do make some of the larger versions of the Engage in AUS 10. I would love to see them do it in this one too. But you can't get a full 4-finger grip on this one. You can get a solid 3-finger, and with the troil here, it's very, very secure. As somebody who really harps on a full 4-finger grip being almost essential, this is actually pretty decent. So you can kind of take that to the bank. If I'm saying it's pretty comfortable, and I'm such a stickler about a full 4-finger grip usually, it's not bad at all. It has the Atlas lock, which is, I believe, a predecessor to the Shark lock. It's not as comfortable to use, not as, I mean, especially on a knife this small, it's kind of awkward, but definitely an interesting lock option. So next I have the CJRB Mica. This is AR RPM 9 steel, and it is a button lock. The scales are aluminum. This example is obviously green. I think it also comes in blue and pink, maybe black. I'm not positive on that. But very nice, you know, not a lot of grip to the scales, which, I mean, with a knife this small, you're not going to be really abusing it too much anyway. We're going to really need that extra grip. Overall, it's not a bad design. You can get a 3-finger grip down here. You can get a 4-finger grip up here if you use the choil, but this is not my favorite choil. It's really too small for my fat fingers. I really feel like I'm going to push up on the edge of the blade here, and I can kind of feel it digging into my finger there. So I think this choil needs to be bigger if they really want you to use it as a finger choil. But if you have smaller hands than me, probably more usable as a choil. But overall, not bad for the price, which is about, I want to say this cost me about $50, maybe $45. But really, really, I think a good deal for what it is. Next, and this is the first Chicago legal knife that I owned, this is the Kizer Banish. This is a sheep's foot style blade here, and if I got that wrong, this is actually a Warncliffe, feel free to, you know, roast me down in the comments. There's a lot of crossover between those two blade shapes as far as, you know, the designs nowadays, so it is what it is. This is a 154 cm blade, and this is micarta for the scales. They also now make this in Nitro V with a variety of scale options too, so definitely worth checking out. As far as the grip, you can probably technically get a full 4-finger grip on, if you use the entirety of the handle area, it would be a very full, tight 4-finger grip. But honestly, that puts my finger too close to the blade, so I wouldn't do it that way. Usually what I do is I use this cutout for the thumb hole as kind of like a choil, and then just hold it like that. And I find that to be extremely comfortable. As far as opening it, I've gotten pretty decent with the thumb hole. It is very, very, you know, drop shut, very smooth action. It does have a front flipper, which I am not huge on. I will try to do it. I'm probably going to screw this up, so let's see. Oh, no, got it. But yeah, it has a front flipper. If you are into that, it's not my favorite thing, but always good to have, you know, other options for opening it. So that is the Kizer Banish. Now, these are the two that I actually would carry the most as either Fifth Pocket or Chicago Legal Knives. This is the CIVIVI Baby Banter, and what makes, or the Baby Banter 2, and what makes it the 2 is the crossbar lock here. The original Baby Banter is a liner lock. The 2 has a crossbar lock. And I really do like the crossbar lock on this. I think I need to tweak the pivot screw a little bit, maybe get it a little bit more drop shut, but really good knife design. And the thing I like about this over, say, the Mica is this finger choil is much more useful. It's wider. I can get up in there and not really worry about my finger getting pushed up onto this. Very comfortable full 4-finger grip with that. And then if you come down here, it's a 3-finger grip, just kind of like the other ones. But overall, I really like the design. Nitro V steel for the blade, aluminum for the scales. As far as under $100 option, this is probably going to be my go-to for that. And last but not least, we have the there we go, Spyderco Lil Native. And one of the things you noticed when I tried to flick it open like that, you have to use a little bit more of a wrist flick compared to what you would on probably some larger Spydercos. Just with the blade being so small, you just don't have as good of an angle on it. Yeah, see, same thing there. You just don't have as good of an angle on it, and the mass of the blade, it's harder to get going. So just something to keep in mind. But honestly, if you're slow rolling it, it doesn't really matter. You can roll it out like that. But if you want to flick it open, you're just probably going to have to wrist flick. Anyway, this is actually not the standard steel. This is S45VN. The standard Lil Native comes in S30V. And there's also a Wharncliffe shaped blade available, which actually that's on my to buy list because I really, really like the Wharncliffe blade design on this. But this started its life out as a Knife Joy exclusive, and that came with pink G10 scales. Obviously, I replaced those. These are red aluminum scales from Rips Garage Tech, and I think this is their diamond pattern is what they call it. And this version of the Little Native has the compression lock. I believe they're also making a version now with a back lock, so you have options there as far as that goes. But overall, I think this is probably my favorite out of all of the designs here, mainly because the finger choil is by far the most comfortable. You can see it's a lot thicker. It's not getting up into the thinness of the blade. It's like the full thickness of the blade stock. Very comfortable to hold like that. If anything, I would maybe add some jimping up here if I could have exactly what I wanted, but that's a very minor quibble for this thing. And it is very drop shut when you operate the compression lock, which is another reason that I think it's just the mass and the size of the blade that makes it hard to flick it naturally like that. Because if it was the tension on that, then I would have a hard time making it drop shut. So anyway, so those are my favorite Chicago legal knives. I'm sure that there are some out there that I didn't hit, and if you know of some that you would like me to check out or that you would recommend to anybody that's viewing this video, please put it in the comments section down below. Also, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, as that helps with the algorithm and helps me keep the channel going. And just in general, if there's any gear that you would like me to take a look at, or any gear that you think really, really deserves a look, please let me know. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next video.